So we'll just quickly do a quick mandala offering. Venerable Dundrup, could you please share for us? Thank you. And Charmaine will offer on behalf of the center.
All right, I'll go quickly, Geshe-la. But I'm so happy to offer you a mandala. We're so happy to have you back. Thank you, Geshe-la. It's so, I can't tell you how happy I am to see you, how happy we all are. I'm really, really happy. Okay, so we offer you a perfect, pure mandala, a pure universe. Sashipo ki jushing meto Tramri ramlingji ni degen pandi sange shindu mikte uai jokunam dagjingla choparjo. Hidam Gurura Namadal Canadian. I tried to make it short, Geshe-la. I did it short.
Okay, that is, yes, that is good.
Your wishes. Should we sing the refuge prayer?
I like that way.
I'm trying to do my job and fulfill your wishes at the same time. Geshe-la, I'm so pleased to see you. Thank you for being here. Do you want me to lead the refuge prayer, or do you want to just begin?
Yeah, I can begin. I guess so. So I'm also so happy to see all of you and to communicate again. And as I'm well and good at the moment, impermanent, nothing knows what happens. But so far has been good and in good health. My father is doing well. My brothers and nephews are doing well. Some of them went through the COVID, but they have more mild symptoms. And my older brother has a little bit more moderate symptom, but they all recover. So, you know, a lot of people doesn't test. The government doesn't test. So it seems like when you look, so many people have got it. It's spread fire. Almost all the monasteries in India and Nepal seems to have got. In the first wave, you know, hardly any of the monastery got it because they were very strict. Like even in Kopan, you know, even still more than a year, they don't allow the monks to go out, anyone to come in, except for shoppings and those who are in charge of medicals. But still, you cannot stop. It's hard. And so anyway, everyone is, my family is good and I'm in good health at the moment and extremely happy. I was looking forward to be back on, according to my return ticket, June 12th, but due to lockdown here, I'm unable to come. The lockdown has been extended until June 14, and after that, the government will decide whether they will open or not open or extend it. The cases are not going down, so I don't know whether they will open it or not. But also, a lot of people are struggling, especially people who depend on day-to-day job, you know, a lot of laborers, and they have been without job, without some of them without food for a long time now. The lockdown has been almost 2 months now. So anyway, that is the little bit of situations. And I would like to thank all of you and all the friends all over the world who are so kind, generous, and caring with all your prayers, wishes, and everything. It is through the blessings and advice, personal advice I got from some of all my teachers and their prayers, as well as all the friends over the world. It didn't turn out so bad. So I'm here with all the blessings, all the prayers, and all the support. Mine wasn't the, I have no idea where I got it, I try not to go out much. Even though I've been here, I didn't visit most of my relatives. Normally I will visit them because of the situation. I didn't visit most of my relatives this time. And even I had to go, I had a mass, come home, wash hand, but still, you could be making one small mistake here or there, and then that's it. I have no idea. One possibility that on 19th, I went to Kopan for Rinpoche's long life. And that could have been one of the possibilities, because at the same time, that is where the monks, 1 month earlier, and then that is around where many monks got that. But also it could be possible, I could go somewhere else, who knows. And 19 on the 21st, I think I started to have a little bit cough. Not bad, but a little bit. And I thought it was just a cold, The weather was changing. We were having it was summer, but we were having a lot of rain. So either the change of the weather, sometimes I get cold. And so I thought that was the case. And the cough wasn't bad and so frequent, but just a little bit of here and there. But because I was staying with my father, I want to make sure that, and so even though I felt it was cold and it was not the COVID, but because I was staying with my father, I want to make sure. So I went to hospital to do a testing. And that day I isolated myself in my room, and then the report came the next day and it was positive. So I isolated in my room. And then they bring the food outside the door, and when the food is there, they will knock. And so with a mask, I go and then get up, I eat, and then I leave. So that was how, and at the very beginning, more than me, I was very worried about whether I had passed it to my dad or not. That was really, really, I think for a couple of days, I think that was what was bothering me more than anything else. I was so worried and afraid whether I had passed it to my dad or not. But fortunately, luckily, I haven't passed to my dad, neither anyone here. So I was the only one who had got it. And so that was big relief for me. It was a big relief for me, in terms of the symptoms, I had more a kind of moderate symptom. It wasn't so severe, neither it was mild. It was more moderate. and it changed day to day, but even so, one of the things that I had to deal with my mind and remind myself once I got it, and once I'm trying to recover from it, I have to remind myself, oh, this is just like any cold, and it's nothing so serious, because in the news you hear different news all the time, and it can be scary. And when our mind is fearful and scary, it doesn't help. It only makes things worse. You are dealing with your body that take whatever it needs to heal and medication, whatever. But now you are dealing with your mind as well, with all the fear, with all the worries. And also a lot of the doctors and the nurse, they mentioned that a lot of the time, a lot of the patients is because of the mindset that make them much worse. When you started to feel so much fear and worry, so you are on top of the physical, then that emotion, that mental make much thing worse. And so in my cases, I try to remind myself, once I got it, then I say, I just have to take care of myself, and I just have to relax, and it will be, I can recover after 15 days of isolating. And the majority of the people who have got it, 80 to 90%, they will heal themselves. Only very small percentage, maybe 5 to 10, where they have those issues. So that is something that I remind myself, so that my mind doesn't get caught off in any kind of fear or worry or negative thoughts. So to keep your mind positive, I think, so, my worry was a little bit more on my diet, whether I pass it or not, but otherwise, I think positive. And one of the things that came to me kind of more automatically, without trying to engage in particular practice. I think the concept of karma just came, in my mind, it just came, if my karma is to have if my karma is running out to be in this world, it doesn't matter whether I'm having COVID or not. I guess just going out, and I could have something, some accident or something, And so therefore, if my karma hasn't run out, I will recover it by taking all the medication, whatever you need to, I will recover it. But if my karma is running out to be in this world, then it doesn't matter whether I have COVID or not. And I think that trust also in that, I think, helped me not to worry too much about it, and trusting in the karma. It doesn't mean that you don't take care to take health that you need, but at the same time, mentally, to be able to, for me to trust in that was helpful for me, not to my mind not to think too much. And also was, kind of simplified Tonglen, my practice of Tonglen is not so extensive or not so details, but very simplified, easy, simplified. And that was one of the things that came in my thought, and I try to do that because, compared to so many other people's situation in the world, especially in India and Nepal, that were dealing with this pandemic at this time, my situation, nothing compared to them, from every perspective, I wasn't as serious like some of the other patients in hospital on a ventilator and all of that, struggling to breathe. They have so much to lose, children's, siblings, and parents, and many of them, they don't have the support. They cannot afford to go to hospitals. Even they go to hospital, there's no bed. Even they find a bed, they cannot find no oxygen. And so a lot of people die, and that was happening both in India and Nepal, And so when I see that, I feel for them, and my own situation is nothing. And I'm feel so fortunate and lucky for all the circumstances, all the support that I had, and my own situations. So then, on the basis of a little bit of that understanding, that feeling, I try to simplify it online, by me experiencing whatever I'm going through, may I be able to experience on behalf of all of them, so they don't have to, no one had to experience whatever suffering, pain, difficulty that they might be going through, and then the costs and conditions that might be there for futures. May all the costs and conditions, may I be able to experience on behalf of them, and by me going through whatever that I'm going, may I be able to experience on behalf of them, so they don't have the experience. And then trying to dedicate all my virtues for their well-beings, happiness, whatever. So that I didn't do a kind of extensive visualizations and going through all the different visualizations, all of that, so I did more easy, simplified, because I'm quite lazy guy. So being a lazy, I try to simplify things, make it more easy. I give you the complicating and more difficult one, but for myself, I made it more easy, simplified. So true practice has been helpful and benefit to me, myself. As a Buddhist, there are so many practices that we can apply, in similar circumstances, situations, so which practice to apply, I think it depends on the individual, which practice is more effective and helpful. It depends on the individual, for some people, different practice can be more effective to them than others, I didn't think so much about that impermanent because, the situation itself is leading towards that impermanent. So there's no need to think on that impermanent, instead, as I mentioned at the very beginning, I had to think more that it's going to be okay. That is like more like a cold and I would also kind of come out of it, So I was telling some of my friends here, my practice on that in I couldn't apply during this time. Yeah, and time to time, reflecting, whether I feel ready, because the reality is, the fact and reality is things can go either way. It can get very worse, or things can get better. Nobody really knows, Of course, the Buddha knows, even the doctors, the expert in this area, even they don't know when they're treating the patients, whether that patient can become worse or they can they hope that they will recover and it wouldn't get worse, but the situation can just turn, very quickly. One of the monk that we had, from Kopan, he's very young, only 17, and he has no, any kind of health issue before. And he got the COVID, like many others. And most of the monks, they didn't even have symptoms. And some of them had very mild symptoms. But this one, this monk, he wasn't very bad at the very beginning, but he needed to be taken to hospital. He was in a situation where, and then his situation went down like that, So then not only he needed the help of the oxygen, ventilator, very bad like that. And they had to be feeded him through the tube, and the doctors thought that maybe he might not survive, because he's in just a couple of days, it went down very quickly, very badly. But then he recovered, and his recovery was also very quick. Again, within a week, he recovered very quickly. So, his situation was like kind of not very slow, but very quick, up and down, down and up. And now he's well, he's back in the monastery. On the other hand, there was another monk who was on oxygen, who wasn't so bad, but he needed the support of the oxygen. He was never put on ventilator or so bad. And the doctor thought he will come out of it, but he was in the hospital for more time, like 20 days. but also now back in the monastery. So there's no one in hospital at the moment. So, things can go up and down. So there is always possibility that even in my situations, things could get bad. I could lose my life as well. Definitely, I'm aware of that, and that is a little bit in my mind, but I don't focus on that thought. I don't give too much focus on that. Even though it is there, is aware. Because of that awareness and possibility, I was thinking and analyzing, whether I feel I'm ready if it comes, if it comes that in the worst scenario that where I could lose my life, I was reflecting whether I'm ready, whether I feel ready to face that reality or not. If I'm not ready, what are the things that I feel I'm not ready to go now? So then I found out I'm not ready to go because I'm so attached to the moment. I don't want to miss that one. I think the internet is not. Can you hear well?
Yes, Geshe-la.
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfectly, Geshe-la.
Because okay, you can hear well. It's okay because here I see it gets stuck. Okay, I will see. Can you see? Can you hear now?
Yes, we can hear Geshe-la.
Okay. I don't know whether it's better or worse, so I'm just trying to see. So yeah, I think I think for me, I felt seems quite okay, but still I think maybe one of the things in my bucket list that I have been attached to for a long time, I think that was one of the things probably I felt a little bit maybe I wish I could have done that. So that was one of the things that kind of I felt maybe I wish maybe I could have more time, and yeah, so that I have a strong wish to do a long retreat for a long time, and that was one of the things that I think that was one of the things that I felt, yeah, it would be unfortunate to be able to die without that, to be able to come to the end of life without being able to do that. But so I think that was one of the things I kind of, as I was reflecting, that was one of the things that it came in my mind. So I think so that more or less that is my experience. That was that was my experience, and a little bit of things that I try to relate or apply from the Buddhist perspective, some of the practice that, so I think maybe it might be, so I think that is more or less, so maybe I would open for the questions that might be more enjoyable. Whether you want to unmute yourself and ask, or you want to send message, whatever.
We can't hear you, Mary. You're muted.
Yeah.
Hi, Rachel. It looks like Rachel had a question. Rachel, did you have a question?
So Geshe-la, I was hearing that you were attached to Momo, and I thought, you know, Geshe-la, we will make you momos. I think we will make sure you have momos. Please be attached to momos so we can give you momos and you can continue to teach us and enjoy living here with us. It's so wonderful to be here with you. And Geshe-la, you and I go back many, many, many years now. So it's so precious to hear you still have that desire to do retreat, and maybe don't do retreat so you can live a long time. So, but no, if you have a chance to do retreat, we'll still feed you momos. So, okay.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. And I hope
Just
you are.
Keep teaching us, Geshe-la, please.
Thank you.
We need you. We need you.
Thank you. Maybe I will eat too much momo here.
And
then
it looks like Susan
by the time I
has a
come there,
question.
then I become no more attached to momo. Then when I hear the momo, I feel nauseous because you eat too much, and then after some time then you started to feel just by seeing it or just by hearing it, you feel like nauseous. So maybe I will do that.
Geshe-la,
Yes.
can
Yes,
can you smell and taste?
Yeah, that one I didn't have problem with the tasting and smelling. The problem I had is I had back, I think the muscle ache, the back, whole body ache, and slept all day.
Yeah.
So that was, but that didn't last long time. That was only one day, and then I have fever up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And when I have bad fever, then you don't feel like eating. You don't want to eat because of that fever. And I was taking some medicine for the fever, and then coughing. I was having a dry cough, and that become a little bit worse. Other things, I think it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was isolated for 12 days in my room, and still the cough was not going. And I asked for some cough syrup, and all this didn't seem to help. I took a couple of them, and the cough was starting to get bad. And then sometime when I cough it, so badly, my breathing become a little bit problems.
Mm-hmm.
And so since I have oximeter, I was checking it, and then so that by the 12th day, because my cough was getting worse and it was not improving, so I thought maybe it might be better to go and check a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So then I called the monks in the Kopan, who is in charge of the clinic, asked him if he could help me because it is locked down. So I need the hospital's vehicle, you know. So
Yeah.
so then he came with that, and then we went to hospital, and then the doctor said maybe I could be admitted there. It might be good to admit there for a couple of days, or maybe you can take some medication and go. So that is when he did the X-ray and blood test and urine test and many things. Then he found that I have pneumonia. So that was the pneumonia was moderate severe. And so he told me that, and so, you know, I told, if I don't have to stay in hospital, I would rather go home and take the medication and go home. And so he said, okay, he gave 3 days of medicines, and then asked me to come again after 3 days for the follow-up. And then after, yeah.
Did you drink your ginger tea?
Yes, I did ginger almost every day.
Good. I'll tell Prem.
Yeah, and so that was, and then as I was checking for later, maybe, you know, for a couple of days, my saturation went up to 88, you know.
Yeah.
So it wasn't 88 whole day, but like, you know, low, it goes 88 sometime, and sometime it's like in 90, 92, like that.
Yeah.
And I also noticed I have a little bit of breathing, not the whole day, but sometimes a little bit of breathing problems. So, so because my brother was calling and making sure that everything is okay, so they called me every day. So, and I said what was happening, and then he and some other friends suggested maybe I should go to the hospital. I didn't feel like I need to go, but with everything, they feel that things can go bad very quickly if my saturation is below 90, and if I'm having a little bit of breathing problems. And they said, you know, if we don't want to be late. And so then on the basis of that, I took their advice, and so then I went to see the hospital, and I had to go for the follow-ups. And so I went, and then doctor also said it would be suggested that it would be good to stay a couple of days for them to monitor and see everything's. And so I stayed 3 days in the hospital. And so the doctors and nurse, you know, they check and they give medicine, and also they asked me to kind of lay down, you know, upset for the breathing, you know.
Your stomach.
Stomach.
Yeah.
But it was not easy, not used to that. You know, not being so used to that. Cannot stay so long, you know. But whenever possible, you know, I try to stay on the stomach. So
Geshe-la, put a pillow. Put a pillow under your chest when you're on your stomach. Pillow.
Yeah, I did that later.
Okay.
So when I went back to the monastery, I did that.
Good.
Yeah. So that was my conditions. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Geshe-la,
Unmute.
Mary Jo has a question. She was wondering.
Yes.
Mary Jo typed, she was wondering, was your treatment also by traditional Tibetan medicine doctors as well?
No, because, as I said, there is no access, is lockdown, and still, you can't go. And so I don't know whether the Tibetan medicine are even open or not. Even if it is open, then I need some hospital car or something to go there, to travel, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to just take any car or taxi. There is no taxi or any cars, So, but like I was following up some of the advice that the Tibetan doctors were giving, and even though I didn't see the doctor, but I did ask someone to get some medications, and I also did that. So I couldn't see the Tibetan doctor, but I did take one medicine, which they recommended and which I was able to get. And then they asked to drink a lot of hot water. And so that was what I have been doing. Thermos big like this every day. So I had to get in the middle of the night 3-4 times during that time because I was drinking too much. So yeah, lady, I think you have to, I think I saw lady,
Yes.
and you have to unmute your...
Lyra, yes, Lyra.
Lyra, can you unmute? We cannot hear, you have to unmute.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry to
No.
interrupt anybody, or I know we are all feeling just so much excitement and love and gratitude that you are here with us. Thank you very much. But I have been entrusted by Pemine to give you a message. She could not be here today, and she wanted me to say, hello, I love you, and I will be there next time. She's in the middle of traveling. And thank you all for letting me give that message. Pemine is a very good person for us to respect and love. So thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Any others?
Geshe-la, maybe before we leave, it seems like your internet connection is stable. Could we continue to do these talks on Wednesdays for June? Do you feel like it's working well on your side, Geshe-la?
Yeah, I think it seems like from my side here, the phone data seems to be doing better than the internet itself. The internet was interrupting time to time in my screen. So I wasn't sure whether you are hearing that, but on screen it comes, goes, and it gets stuck. But I'm using the phone data, and that seems to be a little more stable and better. So I can use that, and it wouldn't be a problem. Yeah.
So we get to see you then next Wednesday at 7 p.m. our time.
Yeah, if I'm still in this world.
Questions.
Yes.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Yeah, thank you.
So, okay, thank you very much. Thank you. And good to see you. Next time, I will be on the right time. So you don't have to practice patience.
Thank you so much, Geshe-la. We miss you, and we can't wait to have you back in Santa Fe. Come home soon, take good care of yourself, and we're so excited to see you again next week.